Hello, I am Ronald Bell, and today I'm going to talk about the case of Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo Anthony was a 17-year-old teen who got into a fight with Austin McCaff, and he ended up getting fatally stabbed with a folding knife. There is a lot of misinformation online about this case. To start, it happened at a track meet under a tent. While things were being delayed because of the rain, Karmelo was invited under the tent by another teammate whom he knew. After being told to leave by the kids in the tent, who by the way had no authority over Karmelo, Austin McCaff got physical, which ended up with him getting stabbed fatally. Throughout the entire situation, Karmelo repeatedly asked not to be touched. This whole situation wouldn't have happened if Austin had kept his hands to himself. And if we're being honest, if Karmelo hadn't had a knife to defend himself, this would have been a totally different story. We may be talking about a young black man getting assaulted or worse. We may not even be talking about it because the media wouldn't cover his assault. In a state where the Second Amendment is praised and everyone has a means to defend themselves, it's worth pointing out that the presence of a knife wasn't illegal. It was unfortunate, and was maybe an unnecessary response to a threat. We don't know what Austin said to threaten him, but we can at least agree or acknowledge that had Karmelo not had a knife, this would have been a totally different story. Austin was an intimidating kid compared to Karmelo, which is why he felt the need to pull out a switch knife. A week prior to this, Austin actually put his own father in the hospital, which means that he was very capable of doing damage to Karmelo. Karmelo has now been charged with 35 years in prison, which is the kind of sentence that can ruin someone's life forever. Karmelo's lawyer is also doing an extremely poor job at defending him in court, which is extremely unfortunate. Of course, a lot of this situation has to do with racism, as it's woven into the fabrics of our society, and we see it a lot in this case. Ultimately, the black community stands behind Karmelo, and we believe we have the right to defend ourselves whenever necessary. Black code is knowing that we as black males are seen as threats simply for existing. It's knowing that we must be aware of our surroundings at all times. It's knowing that we won't be given fair treatment as victims, even if we really are. And while all of that is true, it doesn't change the unfortunate circumstance of this case. 2 souls were impacted that day because of black code. A young white kid lost his life because he couldn't control his emotions, and a young black kid lost his livelihood because he forgot the code. As a country, we can do better. We should do better. And it starts with addressing mental health. If either of them had just stopped and breathed, this would have been a very different story. This is Ronjo News. Peace.